Time travel. This has made the Turtles go on many different adventures, some for the best and some for the worst, with some of the best being really outstanding and so amazing in terms of what they've been able to tell, the story and the characters. But then you just get other ones that are just, well,
Absolutely! Shwing!
yeah, you get some that are just like that. But today's video, we're going to be talking about a story that is probably the most unique and weirdest of them all in terms of time travel, and something which I never would have thought I'd be talking about ever in my life or on YouTube, and I doubt you'll ever hear this again in terms of like a video. I'll probably be the only one, for good reason too probably. But this time travel story involves Hitler. Yeah, this is going to be a very dangerous topic to talk about just because of everything that's happened. But Raphael punched Hitler, and this is where the story goes from just being weird to just being, how can you even come up with that, and it gets past censors and people read it and not that many people talked about it, and it's not a controversial thing whatsoever. So yeah, let's just talk about this one. So this story takes place in the Archie Adventure TMNT comics that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and it's supposed to time with the TMNT show that came out at the time, which was the 1987 one. But things took a different turn after about issue 4, as the first 4 issues were taking place, or just basically readapting the TV show, but into comic book form. And for the most part, it worked. It did work really well. My problem with that was the fact that you already knew what was going to happen. But after issue 5 and onwards was where things took a completely different direction and went into new stories. Now, about halfway through the series, we got introduced to the Future Turtles, about Turtles in the future that came back and trying to stop things from the past so that they can keep their timeline intact. And we did eventually get a story about these Future Turtles, and this is the only story that is set on the Future Turtles, and it is so messed up in terms of what they're trying to tell. Okay, so this story is about 4 issues, I think it is, and oh my god, it's just so weird. So in the future, Raphael is having a dream, and he sees himself in acid rain. His face is getting burnt off, and he's just laughing. He laughs through the pain because he is just that messed up. In fact, this whole story is messed up, and this is only the beginning, the first very page. And he's laughing about while he's dying. What the hell? But it gets worse. So he somehow is running a cafe with a new girlfriend fox thing that is not Ninjara, and I've got her name now. But one night Leonardo and his new students go out to go fight some people, but then something happens. I can't exactly remember what exactly happens, but it's something quite bad that it leads to all the Turtles getting back in their samurai armor, and then flying off to go fight or find out what happened. And it turns out that they're zombies, because why not? It's just that messed up, I guess. But Terminator Rex, who was a villain, or who was a good guy that Donto helped create, is now a villain and teamed up with this elephant to catch her brains. He wants to get revenge, so he goes after Mikey and then nearly kills him. So Raph brings him back to the Turtle base, and that's when a brain that Donto's been working with turns out to be Adolf Hitler's. And that somehow opens up a time window thing for Turtles to go back in time. And this is where Raphael punched Hitler in the face just because he knows what's going to happen in the future. And then Leonardo says, oh yeah, we're going to have your soul now. And then Hitler commits suicide. So yeah, this is just so messed up and weird and just so out there and over the top. It's just unspeakable with what actually happened. My god. And to actually think that there's actually more or less if you don't really think about it too much, you can more or less say that, oh, this is how Hitler died and all that. And that just makes it even worse that they use such a tragic event into a comic book form just to have, I don't know, a laugh or two. But my god, is it so messed up? Just why? So the Turtles return home back to their future. I think it's like 2030, 2047 or something like that. I don't know what 2047 like. It was some time in the future. And the Turtles go up and they need to stop this bad guy. So Leonardo and Donatello go off to fight Terminator Rex and the Elephant Person, but they're being attacked by brains from loads of brains. Don't know why. Meanwhile, the other group, which is Michelangelo, Raphael, and the other students, they're fighting zombies. Yeah, it gets more messed up. Trust me, somehow. Oh my god. But yeah. We then go into the final showdown, and then Raphael just shoots Terminator Rex, and he's just dead on the floor, and that is more or less it. The one final scene in this issue was the fact that Donatello rebuilds Terminator Rex and makes him into a good guy, and that's it for this story. My god, is it so messed up and screwed up in so many ways and levels that no one is talking about it, and for good reason too. So I don't really know why I'm bringing this out and just making this more public than it probably already is. And there's just so many things that are just so wrong with it. I think the biggest thing has to do with Hitler. They could have chosen like any other sort of bad person in history, but they went for the worst. And it all makes it really hard to read the comic or that specific story without feeling uncomfortable for like what's happening and where it's going. And then it just goes just crazy with zombies and the brains and all that. And I feel like for the first story set as these version of the Turtles, I feel like it is a really bad representation of these ones, as it just shows them as in a very negative light, as always being very violent. Oh, it's just so bad. It's just so annoying. And to make this even worse is that this was the first and last story. I can't imagine why it was the first and last story whatsoever. May have something to do with the Adolf Hitler story, but then again, what do I know? And this was actually the third to last story arc in the ongoing or was ongoing series, but then it got cancelled like 6 issues later. So this probably didn't really help things, considering that the next story, or what was supposed to be a final story arc, was considered so dark that I might have to do a video on that. But this probably didn't really help things, and this probably led to a downfall for this particular version of the Turtles. But yeah, let me know what you think about this story arc in the comments below. Have you heard of this? Or you probably saw the picture about Raphael punching Hitler in the face. But yeah, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Do you think that maybe they should revisit this sort of story arc in the future, or like maybe doing IDW comics? I can't imagine many people saying yes, but I'm just putting it out there. But yeah, if you do listen, please share, like, subscribe and that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.